ourselves an arena game here. Some familiar faces all around here. We got CC Java, /03, and Myoblast. We're picking into the third seed, so we'll have some say over what the color wheel looks like. And why don't we take a look at the setup of this game? So what do we got here? We got 2 ship tiles. We got 3 of this small building scoring. We have big building scoring late. So this is a bad game to be building big buildings early. Just generically speaking, with the dwellings first, and this round 4 digs, it of course looks like a decent round 4 digging type game, and of course halflings get put into the first seat. I think mermaids are a natural other color in this matchup, like in this setup. The blue cult early doesn't really matter because there's no priest. You're not going to send priest to water, but the worker power also isn't in the game, which is another good one that people would like to see a lot. I think that brown and blue and brown and mermaids are the only 2 that can, with 1 spade, guaranteed build 2 dwellings, as long as they're not like in a crappy part of the color wheel or something. As long as they don't have a color neighbor. Blue has 2 spots to do it, here and here. 1 dig, 2 hexes, for free basically. Green is good. That's a little sad for mermaids. Mermaids can still make some work off the temp ship though. Like they take this hex for free and then maybe they single dig C1. Because they should get the temp ship if they want it. Big buildings late is good for mermaids. It's a high coin game. I mean, I'm just going to put them in and see what happens. I was thinking green actually, like witches would have been nice with temp ship. I guess we could still get that like kind of a nasty sort of thing to happen, but I think that witches would have had a good game too with like, if they could get double dig, obviously they can spray out a ton of dwellings, but even as is, they would have been able to get out like a good number of hexes just by building C3, G3 or something with no mermaids, but obviously I put in blue. Another thing that I kind of like to do is do the shipping start where you buy a priest and then you build A10, E9 off of 2 ship in round 1. You could even build like a 4 hex round 1. Myoblast puts in nomads. It is a nicer color wheel this way. It's not as great for halflings, but halflings are probably just opening with a single spade, I would think. They're probably just taking G5 in round 1, or they might grab like another power tile and go for like a double dig or something. So I mean, it's clearly a very good game for halflings. They'll struggle a little bit in the center, but I think that they're going to be pretty happy overall. Nomads are pretty happy because blue is in the game and they're getting a spade. Mermaid, like I think it's a pretty balanced color wheel. I think nomads are probably the worst faction here. They don't have any specific thing here that's going great for them. I think halflings are probably at least 5 points better than nomads. I don't know if they're 5 points better than engineers and mermaids, but I'm not too concerned about the details. It's going to go spade and then temp ship, and probably then it goes. I would think that as engineers, I'm probably taking this guy just to secure the double dig. I'll just double dig two like hexes over here, or like this hex and this hex or something. Hope that nomads don't open the stronghold, and then just try to take f4 in a later round, go for these guys up here. I don't think it's a terrible game to go for double dig, or like to try to build over here in the east. Like double east is not terrible for halflings. You could easily delay your town until this round. Like temple for fire 1 maybe, and then just build over here in the east. Or temple earth 2 in round 1, then temple either earth 1 or something else in this round. Try to get these 2 hexes as well. Like that's pretty. I don't know, it could work out, right? Oh, cool. Alright, so we're definitely placing f5 first. The question is, do we go double east? Because double east might be kind of attractive. Like, I do think that you're going to crunch for town space here, especially if engineers dig d4 on you early. You do want to get at least 2 towns this game, and nomads could also make life a little difficult. So, let's see. We had some okay luck with halflings in a similar color wheel pretty recently. I don't remember exactly. I think that we had like a lucky. Hey girl, that toy is really loud. Wow. Go to your mom. Go to your mom. Go to your mom, girl. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that f7 is a good hex to go on here. Presumably we'll get like nomads on, like nomads are going to start on these 2 hexes like every time. D3 and f3. They often like to start e8 as well. We'll see if they come to g4, but I am thinking that like this f7 line is pretty good. If we can just postpone our town until like the final round, then we're in pretty good shape. I think that we grab the. I think we grab the 6 coins here. The cult step doesn't do us any good in round 1. So I think that we grab the 6 coins and then we open with a temple for Earth 2, and then the next round we try to get the leech that we can, and then if we get some leech, then we can dig these 2 hexes, and then we can temple for Earth 1 or Fire 1. I'm okay with either of those 2, I think. There's also the argument that I should just be templing for Earth 1 in round 1, Earth 1 in round 1, but with round 4 digs, I don't think that that's as necessary. I think that we can have a decent game without going for Earth 1 in round 1. Like, we were never going to win network in this matchup anyway, so let's see if we can entice our opponents to have some fun here. We would prefer to get g4, but I would totally understand if nomads crowded me there. Like, that's a fairly realistic possibility. Yeah, okay. That's fine. They're going to get some leech off of g5. It's inconvenient for me, but they might miss out on leech on e8, which is a little sad for them. Will engineers go for this? That's the question. I guess the saddest world. No, there's no sad world where. I was thinking that there's a sad world where nomads go stronghold and then take this hex and then try to single dig this hex, and then with their sandstorm and then this hex with a spade. But I can I'll always beat them to h7. Um, the safest thing to do is probably to build my uh, sanctuary town around here, but at the same time, I'm probably going to go two temples anyway, so I could upgrade here in the east if I wanted to as well, fairly happily. I think this game plan's pretty solid. I would be snapping the double dig here as engineers. Yeah, I would totally be securing double dig here. It's interesting in like a round one dwellings game with 2 power tiles in the game and then 3 of the 9 power factions. Um, who's going to be securing double dig? I mean, I will totally take the double dig if it's offered to me. But yeah, it's not. And I'm just going to go for a fast round. We'll just secure our hex that we want. I guess we can go for e10. This hex gets more leech because engineers will build e9 almost certainly. But I think that it's better just to like, just in case something weird happens, I think it's better to take this hex. I think likely what happens here is that mermaids take the priest and advance ship and go here, 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 here. They can build 5 dwellings in round 1, which is pretty sick. I don't really think that there was too much of a world where I was going to stall for Nomad's Spade. I guess, like, I could have gone for this guy, right? And then tried to stall for the Nomad's Spade. I could have slow played it over here in the east. Dug this, didn't build, templed for, like, Earth 1 or Earth 2, then built. But I just decided to go for it. This is considerably worse for me that engineers took this. When I think about it, like, next round, there's no guarantee that I'll get enough power to take another spade action next round, which I really want. There's the double dig from Engis. They take d4 first. So I think I will upgrade f5. This hex will get more leech now. Mermaids get spade blocked. Again, I would just take the priest here. That guarantees them a bunch of dwellings in the dwelling round. There's lots of coins in this game. Don't worry about your fire one or like your priest production. Just like score off the track, get your econ going. And I think that is what Slash does here. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's a very strong opening for mermaids. And then they'll be able to abuse this pass tile all game. I am just gonna have to count on round 4 digs to bring it home. It's a pretty worker tight game. Only this TP tile really has workers printed on it. So we'll see if I have the stuff to go for a second temple next round, even if I'm on this TP tile. And we'll see if Earth 1 still sits there for me. I think that I probably will just take Earth 1 if it's still left. Like, I guess the true prize is if engineers, like, upgraded near me, but I don't think that they're going to... I don't think that I was going to ever entice engineers to upgrade near me. Yeah. Indeed not. He's going to build e9 first. He upgrades d4 because this hex is going to be built faster than e6. Myoblast probably has a pretty fast round here. I don't see him doing anything too crazy. He should be able to pass for double dig next round because he's going to get leech on this hex. He can temple for Earth to get some power. I mean, like, he's quite... just takes Earth 1. That's fine, too. This is Earth 2. It's a round 4 digs game, so I think that Earth 2 is better. I will try to get the first priest to Earth, assuming that mermaids are doing what I think they're doing, which is 3 shipping. They haven't made any moves to temple to get more leech, so I really think that the priest is probably not going to Earth. It's probably just... So Myoblast has at least 1 move. He has to use his spade. Then... Because I think that what's going to happen next round is we're going to compete for the first priest to Earth. But I guess if I get Myoblast's spade, then that's only good news as well. So We'll see. We'll see how he wants to play. I would probably be spading down e3 here. Yep, there's the ship advance from mermaids. They're going to give nomads some leech, but no one else is getting leech this round. Mermaids, I guess, could wind up getting. I mean, I would probably just go for the coins at this point as mermaids. Their econ is just so sick now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, they're gonna max out their dwelling production next round, and then they just pass on to a coins tile. It's gonna be real good stuff. Yeah, the game is coin rich and worker tight, so we are gonna go for workers. Okay, Myoblast does look like he might be having a fast round. That would be incredibly fortuitous for us, but we'll see how it goes. Engineers did indeed take Earth 2. They should build E9 here. Yeah, so I'm not getting a spade power action next round. So I'm probably next round I'm just going to rush Earth 1 then. In which case I probably just go for this tile if I'm first to pass here. Oh, Engis could pass and then send first priest to Earth. I don't know if that's great, but they could pass onto this guy. Send first priest to Earth and then temple for Earth 1. Or I mean like taking this guy also just gives them tempo on Earth 1 because I'll be well, I mean I guess we're all beating mermaids to Earth 1 unless they build a TP here. In which case I might just send priest to air instead. Yeah, NGs do look like they're seriously just considering passing, which I don't blame them for. Yeah, they do. That's a good move. That's a pretty good move. They're not going to get a spade power action, but they get coins, which they need to build their second temple. They're going to get tempo on Earth 1, so I might get Earth 1 blocked. We'll see if Myoblast does pass. If he does pass, that's really good news for me. But I'm not. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to get the priest to Earth. I'll try to get priest to air then. This is pretty great. But I probably have to prioritize rushing Earth 1 over. Well, do I care about rushing Earth 1? Mermaids are going to be like. Well, mermaids are going to take the coins now, right? So yeah, mermaids have nothing other to do other than take Earth 1 next round. But they're more likely to take Water 1, right? Are they really taking Earth 1 over Water 1 at this point? Like they're going to build 2 more points of Earth 1 before Water 1 TP start getting built. Wow, they passed for this instead of the Dwellings VP. That's a like this Slash is playing very well, and playing very big in terms of econ. Yeah, the priest to Earth is the first thing to go. So let's rush Earth 1 then. No one else is really contesting double dig. If Myoblast builds E6 before E3, he wants E6 and E3 presumably here. But he could be considering priest to air. He is on the ship VP tile, which is interesting. He might just want priest here, in which case he might take coins. Nomads taking coins is probably best for me. I don't want mermaids getting the coins. Not that it really matters, I guess. I'm not really competing with them for anything, but okay, the priest that I wanted goes away, so that makes it very easy to just rush Earth 1. The question is, do I go air or do I go Earth now? The other question is, do I even take these massive leeches that engineers are going to offer me? I'm really not going to be building that much stuff this game, so... Oh, mermaids can build 2 temples here? No, they're a little short of building 2 temples, but if they get even a little bit of leech, then they could. I guess that would kind of blow a lot of their coins advantage. Okay, engineers choose not to give me the leech, which is fine. Mermaids are not getting Earth 1, but obviously they don't need it. I should ask myself, am I going to be building any TPs next round? Answer is probably no, right? Who needs TPs next round? It's a nice leech for Engies. We'll take our copy of Earth 1. So does this priest go to air or does it go to earth? Air, I would probably need to commit a second priest in order for it to turn into a spade, unless I luck into like engineers are gonna have a long round here, right? They have the TP and they have. I mean, in any case, I'm probably building E10. Like if I do manage to pass onto the engineer's pass tile, then I'm quite interested in. They have 2 moves left, right? If I manage to pass onto their tile, then I'd like priest to air. Otherwise, I think I like priest to earth, or even like a random priest to like fire more. Because I could like get a couple cult points just by sending a priest, like claiming a 3 spot here. But I do think that E10 comes first. CC Java is trying to determine whether he wants to convert more to get an extra coin. He would be paying 2 victory points for 1 coin if he converts here, and he doesn't. Like he could have converted 2 power, and then this guy here would have given him power, but he doesn't choose to do that. Passing first for me actually would be pretty dope. I could get onto this pass tile, which has some coins on it, which I want, and which comes with 4 points, which I also like. But in any case, I have to build E10, and I think I want this guy. This is like an okay consolation prize. I could like build 1 TP to keep my coin production at least somewhat respectable. Okay, engineers this time down convert more, which is interesting. I build E10, I get some leech. No one's bought a spade yet. I suspect engineers might buy or no one's bought the priest yet. I suspect this is not a bad round for engineers to buy them. Actually, engineers can build D7. That is disgustingly good. This is almost certainly water 1. Yep. In that case, do mermaids pass for this pass tile instead of this pass tile? Yeah, so earth, air, or I think that I can always send priest to air next round. I could send 2 priests to air next round if I wanted. I think that means that fire is the correct place to send this priest. Mermaids look like they're ready to pass out of the round, but I think that the priest to fire is decent here. Unless I can just pass and get first priest to fire anyway, right? Are engineers going to buy a priest and send priest to fire? I guess they don't have to make that decision yet. They're going to build E9 first. How much worse is this guy compared to this guy? I would say that I'm probably not building any TPs, so it's at least 4 points worse. And it's 2 coins worse. But it's a worker better. The worker is 3 points. It's not that obvious, like, if it's good or bad. I guess mermaids probably want this. Well, okay, so actually, nomads are probably just passing on to this anyway, right? In which case it doesn't really matter. Yeah, they do buy the priest, so I am losing the 3 over here if I don't take it. Okay, so I don't get the option on that anyway. Do I want this worker? My alternative is that I get the mermaid 6 coins, which I think that the 6 coins is pretty good. Like, I have Earth 2. Coins are going to be a necessity here. I mean, if I'm mermaids, I'm definitely taking this guy. I mean, I could just pass on to here instead, which I'm fairly happy about as well, but engineers are just going to go off here. They're going to go E9, and then they're going to single dig this. They have the power to single dig this. And then they could even build C5 as well. Um, though I think that they might claim first priest to water instead. They're probably going to go first priest to water, E9, then single dig D7. That's what I would do, at least. Actually, mermaids are flush with options. They could go for either of these, but I honestly think that there's no real reason for them not to just pass here. Like, staying the round doesn't really do them anything unless they hard dig C3 or something. Because engineers could hard dig C3, and then that really crunches your town spots as mermaids. So I would consider hard digging C3. Like, that does improve your economy. I know it's 3 workers for a single dig, but just securing this for like a nice town spot over here is really good. And then you're in contention for town here, town here, town here. I guess they're already in contention for like town here, even if they lose C3, and then they connect off of G3. Cutting the engineer's connection on G3 could really mix things up. Oh, okay, Slasher's at the door, so he wasn't having a long thing. He was just not there at the time. But yeah, I mean, we have good options for passing. We're going to pass for either this 2 coins and a worker, which is pretty good economy in a round 4. It's good points in a round 4 digs game, or we're going to pass for the 6 coins, which is just good points. All right, so he does claim C3, so that's cool. I think that we wanted this 2 coins in the worker because the worker is 3 points. I don't think that I'm building a TP here. It's probably too bad for my economy. Now, it is 5 points to build a TP, but that costs, that just sinks so many workers at a time when I don't want to. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel. Slash is going to be able to take coins next round and just go off. Yeah, I think that this is priest to earth. Or priest to air, rather. And a single dig on D7. That's what I would bet on. But let's see how a CC Java feels about it. By the way, if I'm Engis, I'm going to pass on to temp. I would consider passing on to temp ship next round to get G3, but I guess you can just get that with the spade too. Just advance ship. Mermaids won't prioritize this hex like ever. But this hex is important for these guys down here. Nomads can't take a power action. I could take the coins, but I don't think I'm interested. Yeah, I don't think I'm that interested in the coins. I think I might be interested in whatever... getting onto the Nomads pass tile if I could. Don't know if I could, but I would love to. I could also send 2 priests to air next round to just get that spade. Or I could try to get a priest off to earth. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 2 priests onto the earth track, but I could try to squeeze 1 onto the earth track. Get second place there. Yep, it is D7, which we expected. This puts me a little more... This makes me a little more interested in taking the coins power action. Just denying it for mermaids, I think, has some decent value. I don't need any more double spade. Oh, wow. Engineers just build a dwelling. That I didn't expect. That's interesting. I think that he's considering this one, because I think that priest to water is better than... Yeah, because the priest to water, like... This guy, I understand that comes with a worker, but priest to water comes with 2 coins. So that was pretty surprising to me. He also doesn't look like he has a particularly long round. Well, I guess he can advance his ship and then take G3 next round, and then build C2 and build some TPs. Okay, the cult bump is not going on Earth. It's going on air, maybe? Or water? I don't really like... I don't like this dwelling that much. It does go on air. NGs. I don't know what they're passing for. Oops. Yeah, could we go for the coins here? It kind of depends on how long around nomads have here, right? I think that we like it's very clear that we want the nomads pass tile at this point, unless we want the spade. Okay, nomads are setting up for longer rounds, so I'll set up for a longer round as well. Take this. I think I'm probably losing water 1 at some point here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get water 1. As is, if I build this dwelling and then just advance dig, then I'm looking at 1 worker plus 5 work or plus 6 workers. So I could dig 7 times next round. But I might want to build some dwellings instead. This is a good hex to upgrade. That is the one that's going to get a neighbor. So NGs are going for their water 1. That makes lots of sense. This might have been too much to give engineers. It might be too much to give like a good engineers player like this. I think this might be nomads just grabbing water 1 now. Which admittedly does make it a little more attractive to just build lots of TP. Like I could just build 2 TPs here and just say F it to any other sense of decorum. This looks like it could be a 2-key town. Let's stick 1 priest on the air track. Well, no, that's probably not the right play anymore, right? This is probably better. This puts us in slightly better leech position as well. If NGs upgrade here, then I'm able to take that leech a lot more comfortably. So that is water 1's all gone. Yep, it's fine. I don't think that was our plan. If nomads just pass onto the spade, which I think that they will, then it's probably time for us to pass on to nomads tile. That's my suspicion. Mermaids will pass onto my tile in that case. Next round I should be able to grab a worker's action, which is nice. If NGs do build this hex, it's just a leech that I won't take. I can afford to give up 1 leech. It's a hard life to do so, but I think I can afford 1 leech. Nomads will open coins. I will open workers, and then we'll get to work. We'll have 9 stuff next round, so I think that with 9 stuff, we probably want to build 2 dwellings, 2 or 3 dwellings. So that's 6 digs to build 3 dwellings. So that's 1, 2. This could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dwelling, dwelling, dwelling. I think that's the play. Take H6, I10, G7, and E11. Anyway, yeah, Gray's decision to upgrade in the center instead of over here in the east was clearly good for them and bad for me. So that is like the biggest downside of what I've done, I think. Um, Engineers have just played a very solid game. I don't know about that pass. I think I might have built another TP there. Balances their economy, and yeah, I think that would have helped to balance their economy in a nice way. This is going to be the 2 key town. Then the priest will go to air, and then I think that spade will go on F4. Am I completely BSing here? It is the 2 key town. Engis will probably take workers here as well. Well, they could take the priest advanced ship and then send priest to air, and then they would get G3. I have a turn-based move. I had a short round, so I'm curious about what's happening over here. Alright, so I actually have a whole game plan written, which involved the priest to air. I think that what I wanted to do was I wanted to make a temple for air 1 over here. I'm Alchemist. This is Fruity Harris's brainchild, and I really like this map. He designed this archipelago map, and basically, you've got big islands, but then you've got all these like little archipelago islands over here. It's a rough map for dwarves, but Fruity Harris has done pretty well. Fatty's halflings and the fakirs I think have won this game probably. They just have so many points, and they have lots of ways to make more. Fatty has one more town, but I think that he might be otherwise done. In any case, I'm probably dead here. So I think that my plan here is to temple for air 1, finish up this town, take a priest town, and then build a little more stuff. So we'll begin with that. I do think I can probably try to sneak like a bridge town over here in the west or in the far east for like my final town. Question is it with B7 maybe? I can take with these hexes. If I hang this bridge, no one's going to steal it from me, so maybe the next action should be bridge. CC Java did send priest to air as we predicted, did take the workers as we thought. I think that temp ship is a pretty reasonable take here. Slash did leave himself in position to take double dig, but I don't know if the economy is in a spot where that's the thing that you want. I don't know. I guess he can send a single priest to Earth and then pass on to a high coins tile, or he can just pass back onto this for like boatloads of points and just not worry about it. He does need digs to make towns in the next round, so admittedly that is a factor to consider. Yeah, temp ship is what he takes, which I like. I think that mermaids taking double dig could hurt Engis. Like engineers, I think are very clearly in the driver's seat of this game. Like he has all the scoring favors, and he's done this without really compromising at all on economy. Wow, mermaids do take double dig. They had enough that they could have just hard dug instead, but they chose this line, which is a little bit anti-engineers. Like, I mean, to be clear, this is very like this is a move that like can only hurt engineers. It doesn't have as much benefit for mermaids themselves, but I do like that it hurts engineers. I need that. Um, they also cleared out space here instead of over here. They can, I guess, they can just hard dig this one. They do claim G3 very quickly. They should be able to get to H6, preventing me from taking that hex away from them. I wonder if nomads will go for dig advances. I don't think that they will. They have this spade in hand. They're probably going to go for advanced ship and then take B2, A5. That's what I would imagine for nomads. As for engineers taking H6, it doesn't really interfere with our plans. We'll still get these guys while they... Okay, take this. So they're definitely not advancing digs. That's good news for me. That means that this hex is safe, and then I'll get this. So next round I'll be taking this, 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 and this. I would love to pass back onto the TP tile, but I think that's a pipe dream. We could just, like, by slightly bad luck end up in 4th place here. Or, like, just because our opponent's games are too good, we could just end up in 4th place. I'd say that nomads have like the least overwhelming game of our opponents, but it's still like a very solid game. This is going to be the ship advance in B2. Like he's going to build 4 dwellings this round, and I mean he is in a slight coin crunch, but these workers, my god. And he's going to take a coin town next round. It's all good news. We want to do this. If I'm nomads, I'm taking F4 here. I actually think that taking F4 as nomads is not bad. It's an extra dig, but it's a dig round, and you want that. The bad news would be if engineers retaliated on E8, but you have tempo on E8. Engineers aren't going to take E8 from you. I would love to see nomads take F4 here, because actually you don't even need E8 because you're connected. So yeah, I would love to see nomads take F4 if engineers don't build this hex right now. They prioritize H6. I would strongly consider taking F4 because you need a double dig at some point. Like between here and here, you're not going to build a stronghold, so you need a double dig. Like, so what I'm saying is like they can't make 2-3 hex towns. Next round is the town round. This is the dig round. Take F4 from engineers. Yeah, there we go, baby. Love that. Engineers prioritized H6 and they lost. Like, I guess like the other way that you could see is like, oh, engineers are gonna lose that anyway, but like no, they could have made a 4 hex town before, and now they need a bridge. They had the flexibility of a sanctuary or a 4 hex town, but instead they chose to crowd me. And it's not true crowding, right? Like, to be fair. That's the counter way to see it. Unfortunately, mermaids are done with the round. They're just going to pass back onto their points pass tile, I think. So what are we looking at? I think that we said that we're going to dig 6 times. So this guy, and this guy. We're going to have, so 6 is 18. That'll be 73 points. Earth 1 is going to put us at 79, and then we're going to pass for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 86 points. We got 86, and we'll get 2 towns up next round. It's okay. We'll be at more direct points than our competitors, but not by a lot. And we really want to be a lot ahead of them because we don't have Water 1 or many endgame points to consider. Our priests will be sunk into the fire cult next round, for sure. This is a cult with no reward, so it's like an okay place to look for points. I think ideally next round we only build 2 TPs. I think that we try to get 2 5 hex towns in a TP and 2 TPs, like one here, one here. Final round we build both Sanctuary and Stronghold. And we just kind of call it that. We Sanctuary, Air 1, and then Stronghold next round. Oh, I can just take this hex and this hex. I don't need to give engineers this hex. And then I'll, like, if they try any shenanigans with H8, then obviously I'll just blow this hex up. We're never passing early out of this round, though. It's just not happening. Okay, yeah, I think that we're going to have too long a round to try to get onto this pass tile. Nomads could go for coins instead of this pass tile, since mermaids are going to open with the... Mermaids got enough leech to open coins. Maybe Nomads hard dig B2. I think that this is probably their round 4 town over here. This B2 through A7 stretch. But like their economy is a little bit hampered now. Their coin situation is just, well, 6 coins is plenty. They'll take a coin town. They'll be fine, I guess. Myblast doesn't hard dig. Maybe because he doesn't trust his worker economy next round. If he does. He's probably going for fire too, I have to think. I don't know. Awkwardly, like, I think that he wants to build a big building next round. It would be pretty annoying to get Air 1 blocked, but I don't think that that's going to happen. And I think round 6 is our Air 1 round anyway, so it's like 3 points. I could just take like Water 3 or something instead, so let's not worry too much about that. We're never passing for this. This is 4 points. This is 5. This is a 5-point tile. We're just not gonna prioritize the 5 points there. We need to get our points because our points have not looked great. I think this is engineers' time to take that tile. Actually, they haven't passed for. I think that they've passed for 0 points so far this game, and they're gonna want some points. Yeah, just take I9. That hex does give economy. Seems good. Again, I think that engineers are winning this game. I think that I did mention that, but Myoblast just keeps building dwellings. That's fair. Definitely wants this econ. Unfortunately, can't afford another double dig with power right now, but I guess I've overstated Nomads' economic issues, right? They're going to pass on to a 6 coins tile, so... And I mean, if I'm allowed to, I'm probably going to take, despite all my bluster, I'm probably am going to take this, right? If I'm allowed to. Like I have more coins than I know what to do with right now. I think I'd take I-10 to make this town. That's a pretty cool town. And then I take TP and E11. I'll just end the next round with all my dwellings on the board. Because I have Earth 1. I don't have Water 1. So it's probably just more interesting to me to go for that. I wonder if engineers would take Earth 2 to spite me instead of Air 1, because like next round I'm probably going to take an 8-pointer with my first action next round, grabbing I-10. And then after that, I can just send priests to. If I pass onto this guy, especially, I can just bump onto Earth and close the Earth cult. NGs really don't want that to happen. They invested in the 2-key town, so I wonder how they would respond. They might just pass now, but that puts them too slow. And like, would they Sanctuary Earth 3? That seems like kind of a waste when they have Air 1 available. I guess they could like Sanctuary and Temple, but then they might actually start running into econ issues. Beating mermaids. Mermaids might not build too much more stuff. They have this hex will be gone by the time that they can get to it. So they might only want to build 2 more stuff. Like, is this town going to happen? I don't see them going for the bridge or anything. Yeah, passing for the TP, like the TP tile is better for engineers than it is for me. Wow, they take the bridge, so that way they can be ready to take a town. This is 1 point. I think that this is actually better. I think that the 6 coins here are actually better than this. And Myoblast wants that anyway. Okay, well, that's fine. This has been a crazy coin rich game. Just like, look at me and engineers. Nomads have an okay amount of coins. Mermaids predict, like, it's not shocking that mermaids ran themselves out of coins, but they've also prioritized like some points past tiles instead of coins past tiles late in the game, and they haven't really had that bad of coins issues. They're about to take a coins action here. NGs will finally take their points past tile next round, I have to think. Dude, what are you doing, buddy? Are they thinking of buying a priest and sending it up here? They don't actually do that. Okay. I don't think that would have been awful for them to try to secure the Earth cult that way, but I mean, we will take the 8-pointer and then see what happens, right? Just here's Sanctuary Fire 2. And then I presume one of the 8-pointers. Or Priest Town? The Coin Town. Yeah, we did say that they needed coins. Okay. We're not gaining any power from this hilariously, so. Yeah. Take this guy, we'll place it in the cool spot. Okay. That feels pretty good. Weber is messaging me. He is actually running a convention in Quebec, Quebec, Canada, in the end of September. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be able to make that, but I'm definitely going to try to. I aspire to go. So, all right, engineers have let me have this. Have let me have this cult. That's brilliant. We did not expect that. I think Nomad's second town will be a cult town so that they can, like, they want to compete on fire and they can compete on air. Um, Mermaids having themselves a think. I think they're wondering if they should go for fire too, or if they should try to go for like hard dig, TP, TP, TP. I guess that's 5 TPs that I just mentioned, but like they could go for this town without without building a big building, and then they can save their big buildings for next round. But they do just go for a sanctuary. Um, I probably would have gone for the stronghold TP town. I mean, I guess they need but like they could have done this town with a digging their landscape is what I meant, right? So digging the landscape and making a TP this round. Then next round they dig this hex and make a TP, and then they dig this hex and make a TP. I think that's what I would have gone for, but obviously they're free to evaluate things differently from me. That's what the game's about, right? So. Man, CC Java is really playing slowly, and I do not approve. The 8 pointer is probably no good for mermaids, so they indeed take a coin town. The next one is probably going to be a priest town. I really don't think that they needed fire too, but whatever. I'll just close my cult and wow, nomads built this hex instead of rushing the town. Like I would be rushing the 8 pointer so hard here, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to mess around. Engineers could still change their minds on this cult, so I'm just going to close it nicely. And then my next town will be a priest town, if I'm able to secure one. Like, there are 4 really high value towns left, and I see 1, 2, 3 coming along the pipe. So I'm going to secure the 4th of those. At this point, I would prefer it to be. I mean, the 8 pointer is still not terrible, but I think the priest is probably the best for me now. There are still some open slots that could be valuable, and the priest at the worst is a victory point. And it's also like a stall move if I want to get onto. I guess it would be the mermaids tile. Um, Advancing ship would be a funny way to score in the final round, but it could work. But I do think that sanctuary fire 3 stronghold is a pretty strong round next round. It's my turn again here. There's no rush on air 1, right? There's no pressure on air 1. Let's build this hex. Over here, a priest town did go. That's predictable. Slash wants to get to 4 shipping, and that's how he's going to score. It's a very, very valid way to score. Though again, I can't help thinking like, well, I mean, I guess the stronghold scores more points next round. I feel like there's just some half measures involved here, but I guess going all in on shipping is okay. Like you could have just taken 2 ship towns instead. That would have been interesting, right? Like, and then manually advance ship once. Am I crazy for thinking that you could have just gone for 2 ship towns and then manually advance ship? Like, I guess they might want to build their stronghold in the final round to score, but they should still be competing on network, I would think. Regardless, nomads put that priest there. Okay, I don't care. I'm likely taking fire 3 next round. Air 1 is only 2 points, but if Fire 3 can be 4 points, that's really good. Um, engineers are using this round to build their economy. They should be definitely TPing. Well, okay, so they are going to go for. I wonder if this is Fire 2. Um, I think Air 1 is clearly better for engineers, but like the competition over this cult is real. But I do think that this should be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is Air 1. I do approve of that. I think that the Fire 2 rush for these two guys was a little unfortunate. Because next round you could have scored these same points and gotten like some Air 1 points next round instead of. I mean, I guess the argument is that like you're fighting over the fire cult, and that's its own thing. So I know I've been talking about taking priest towns, but okay, Mile Blast is going for a third town. Okay, that makes way more sense. I don't know why I forgot that that was a possibility. Maybe because he didn't dig this hex last round, but clearly Mile Blast is still in very good position to make 3 towns, and that is worth it. That is worth it. Okay. So all right. I know that I said that I wasn't going to take an 8 pointer, and I was just going to take a priest town. Am I still holding to that? So if I send priest to fire here, Mile Blast is going to send a priest to fire, and then he's going to lock me out. Am I willing to take the 8 pointer at that point? Or do engineers just beat me to that anyway? I would have 3 priests this round. Um, I guess I'm okay with any of these towns, right? So why don't I just like rush these priest spots and see what happens? Maybe the right one to send was to water, because I could have had a good shot at beating Engis there. We'll see if this is an 8 pointer. Regardless, I'm pretty sure that the next move that happens is a priest goes onto the fire track from nomads. Gets a workers town from Engis. They really, really want to. I don't think that Engis need this much econ. I think that they're crushing it in econ. But whatever, they want to secure their hexes. I think that's perfectly valid. They're going to take G1, F1. Ship advances going crazy for mermaids. Yeah. All right. So, did I not convert at some point? I declined to do conversions. I didn't miss out on any leech though. Okay. So let's see what happens if I send this priest. Presumably Engi send the last priest here. But they can also just wait to do it. Yeah, they do just wait. Oh, mermaids have some dreams of a third town as well. Okay. Okay. This all makes a lot more sense now. So yeah, this is the downside. The fact that my opponents have this ability to make more towns than I can is not great. Um, what what pass tile would we like? We would ideally like the engineer's pass tile. Um, but I think that we should just continue to play a little slow. I think we buy the priest here. If engineers send the priest to water, then I send priest to water. Um, okay, so wow, Mile Blast like a ship town. Man, yeah, I guess this is the thing, right? My opponents are playing for econ because they have another town coming, whereas my town is my final town. So Myoblast can have up to 2 actions left, and then he's done. Mermaids could take priest, or they want a bridge, right? They want bridge. They could even take priest, send priest, then take bridge. I have 5 priests on the cults already, so I don't want to get the priest town anymore. Um, all right, I think I do want to get on one of these guys' tiles next round, but I think I have enough stall moves. Like I can always buy like no one else should compete for the workers. So if nothing else, I can buy the workers and then do some other stuff. You don't do hey Weber, what's up, man? Um, yeah, double E's halflings. Yeah, you don't do that enough. I like no Zevok has said that it's okay to do with nomads in the game, and I did. Yeah, like that was one of my considerations here. Um, all right, my opponents all have plenty of moves. I have no rush to like get out of this round, so I think that I can slow play this a little bit. So we'll just transform to black. Anyway, yeah, I think that it's surprisingly good, right? This is a round 4 digs game, and I'm against like dwelling rush. Like mermaids opened with a dwelling rush in a dwellings round. Engineers denied me double dig, and nomads, they just did whatever. They just templed for Earth 1. So it's like I think that I've done kind of the right thing here by just like kick network to the side. I say engineers, you can win network if you want, and then I see how I can make points out of there. I would like the pastile that I least want is the nomads because I don't have water 1. Um, but if that happens, then I probably just end up on the spade or the 8 coins. So that's not the end of the world either. NGs will probably build F1 and then they're done. Yeah. Okay. So mermaids hang their bridge. They could buy a priest yet, but I doubt that that's going to be what happens. Um, I would say it's probably time to take our town. And despite all my talk about not taking the 8-pointer, I think I'm just too addicted to this town. So that is what I'm going to take. You just never know like which cults this might come in handy on. So what'll nomads do? Nomads will build a dwelling. Um, Everyone is exchanging some beautiful leech. I'm sad that I'm not able to participate in that party, but I also have nothing else to do, right? So yeah, I mean I was saying it before, but I don't feel great about my prospects for this game. Um, like my mind briefly changed, but now that I see that everyone's going to get more towns, my mind has gotten a little more pessimistic again. Nomads can definitely not like if they are trying to go for this town, which I do think that they are trying to do. They almost certainly cannot afford to pull a fast one on me here. Maybe they go for a TP. I would consider building the TP instead of the dwelling here. They are on the TP tile, and Nomad's TPs are so good. Um, man, yeah, this is sad for me. My opponents are all getting their 3rd towns, and I think that so NGs will be first to pass, but mermaids are getting their tile, and then nomads are getting mermaids tile, which means that I'm not getting a tile that I want. Um, Yeah, I think that all that's going to be left over is this guy, which I don't want, but such is life. But yeah, next round we're opening Sanctuary Fire 3. Um, and then we'll Stronghold. And that'll be basically it. We'll get 10 points off the track, so that's 130. And then 3 points off of Digging, which is 133. And then we'll have 2 cult wins. We'll get 20-ish points on the cults. We shouldn't get any network points, right? Mermaids will have 4 stuff left. I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll have 6 stuff left, yeah. Damn. Oh well. Do I want engineers to win network? No, engineers are winning network anyway. Let them fight for network. So nomads are passing at 111. Mermaids are passing at 119. Mermaids are not competitive on network. They should, well, okay, they might be, so they might have 12 network points or maybe 9 network points probably for mermaids. Easy decision here for mermaids. Next round, they can just stronghold, hard dig. Our engineer's going to take coins instead. I thought the spade was a fine choice. I do think this is an example of coins or of the two-key town not being that good for engineers. Yeah, man. Mermaids were just able to stall out. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Because they have so many direct points. They're going to have lots of network points, and they're going to get a town next round. It's going to be pretty hard to compete with mermaids. Nomads are also going to pass. Yeah, and I'm not going to get passing points next round, which is really killer. Nomads will get passing points next round. They're getting passing points this round. They're going to get another town. So I think that I might be competing with engineers here and maybe nomads. I think that mermaids have very likely won. The temp ship into priest line when there are no darklings in the game is really good, and I probably underestimate like the impact of darklings there. I'll just go for this spade. This spade is a point, so we can take these workers. These workers can also be points. We're not going to build TPs next round. That's ridiculous. Oh, engineers might go for a third town too, but they need to really invest in this because mermaids can just hit this hex. Wow, yeah, I might really just be dead then. Um, engineers quickly lock up their hex. Makes sense. Oh well. I think that it was still a worthy experiment to try this. I don't regret trying to go for this double East halflings. I think I did some cool stuff. There's only 2 high VP towns left, so someone is going to get stuck with a worse town. I mean, it's going to be a 7-pointer, which is not bad, to be fair. They do all have like Earth 1, Water 1 stuff, so they can make like TPs for points. Engineers very likely want to try the stronghold here. Yeah, I think town plus um, this is too much. That's 20 points of advantage that mermaids have on me that I don't have. I don't think I can really compete with 20 plus points. They have similar endgame points because they have network, which I don't. Engries will be slowest to their town. Maybe I should just put this priest first. Beat engineers to this. Nomads aren't beating me up the fire track. Well, maybe they will actually. Nomads could sanctuary air temple air 3. I don't think that actually. No, that kind of kills their town if they do that, right? Temple air 3. I think that kind of kills their town if they do that. But let's just. Okay, at the worst case, I'm losing like 2 points on the water track. So this is probably just most important to get these points first. All right, we'll send priest to water if we're allowed to. Engineers do take priest to water. We'll see what town they have left, but they very likely want to advance their shipping, so my 2 priests could just go to annoy them on the water track. I do have some regrets about not sending this priest now. I think that it could be. Engineers might have too many endgame points for me. They have a lot of bridges coming as well, so yeah. I mean, oh, the single dig went. Engineer, who took the single dig? Did Engie take the single dig? I guess I thought Engie took double dig. Well, I guess they took single dig here, and this was hit by a cult spade. In which case, this should just be a hard dig, right? What's the holdup about? Okay, yep, it is just a hard dig. We're just going to lay our points on the table and see how they add up. So there's some of our spades being sunk in here. We're just going to sink some more spades. This this spade, other stuff like I think the next thing that happens here is we send priest to water, and then maybe we buy a priest here. No one else really seems that incentivized to take that priest other than maybe nomads. But nomads, I think, want to compete on network, so they want to build this TP in a dwelling. Um, well, I guess they can just take the 11 pointer and still do that. They really want to get to 3 ship, but they have lots of dwellings available to them. They can go TP dwelling, 11 pointer, advanced ship. So that would put them at 3, 4, 5. Advanced ship is 9. Town is 11. So that's 20 plus 9 is 29 more points, 133. Nomads will get second on network, 145. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 155. I do think I have 155 beat, and I don't think that nomads can get beyond that, so that's good news. Bad news is I don't think that we can beat engineers. Or bad news is that engineers I think have a lot more points than that because they are going to pass for um, like 2 bridges is 6 plus this is 10. They have 5 points coming from here. That's 15. Probably 2 more dwellings and a TP um, is 7 more. So that's 22 more points coming for them. So that's 131. Advanced ship is 135. Wind network is 149, 157, 161. Let's say that this is only 2 points. 163, 164, 165. They're in the 160s. Oh, mermaids did take the 11-point town, so they have nothing left to do. They'll send priest here. They'll pass for 8 points. And they'll have 3 resource points. So that's like a 151 plus 6's network is 157. 165 plus 2, 167. So engineers and mermaids have 1, and nomads and I are just kind of sitting out here. I think I have to send this priest to be annoying. This priest gets me back a resource point at the very least. Engineers might just take the ship town now, as opposed to taking like a high V, as opposed to taking the workers town. I mean, the workers town has to be better, right? Because it comes with a bridge. The extra bridge. Oh, maybe they can't build the bridge. Yeah, they can't build a bridge anywhere, so. Yeah. So I think that I'm like slightly ahead of nomads and we're both like way behind engineers and mermaids. NG's probably just changed their mind and build a bridge or buy a priest here. Oh, mermaids have 4 resource points. That's pretty cool. Um, they must have gotten some free leech. Oh yeah, they got some free leech here. Um, we're gonna be on like the very low 160s. It looks like engineers and mermaids are in the mid 160s. This priest power action can't possibly be wrong. Um, I don't think mermaids are going to take it. Yeah, I think I'm at like 161 this game. 163 because I have 6 coins left over. Maybe the right move was to pass for this guy instead of the spade, but it's 1 victory point. But this bump might have been worth a victory point, and then I get the same amount of other stuff. A lot of second guessing here. If I just sent that priest earlier, maybe I'm slightly better off. Let's force NGs to commit to their town. I guess they don't really have to, right? They can advance ship, build A2, and then take their town. I'm like arguing myself here. It doesn't really matter. However, I have put myself in such a spot where like I guess I can just slow play at this point, right? I should be slow playing. I should just be using my digs to stall and see what engineers wind up doing. Okay, they buy a bridge. That makes sense. Engineers should be able to, if they want, they can even like temple for water 3 or something. Um, I would not put that past them at this point. So, okay, they've committed to taking essentially a priest. So it, oh, they still need to build A2, but they could temple with their final action. So we will slow play, of course. I think I'm slightly happy if NG's temple for water 3 and send priest. I think I'm slightly happy if they do that. Yep, there it is. These are both going to the water track. That could have just been a water 3, but whatever. I could build a driller. Wait, mermaids have 13 network? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I can't tie them on network, right? Yeah, no, do not build. That's second? We're at 167. We're not at 167. Where are you getting 167 from? We have 20 points on the cults, and we're passing for nothing. We don't have air 1. I have like 161 or something. Oh, wow, what? This is wrong. This is going to get undone. This is clearly supposed to go on the water cult. Wow, what? What did I miss? Why did energies go up that cult instead of the water cult? Anyway, yeah, we didn't driller. Are they trying to screw me over? Like, is that what's happening? Whoops. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Like, why are they giving points to... Oh, okay. Energies are going to build a TP. I see. Sorry for the screw-ups here. Paranoia is setting in. Hey, I mean, like, it's very strange that engineers chose to do this, right? Like, but it's fine, I guess. Myoblast just... We're not placing the driller. Yeah, I forgot to driller. Am I able to transform my brown hex to black? If I could have done that, then I guess I could have drillered. But I had like the wrong number of digs. I had like an even number of digs or something weird. But that driller could cost me here. In fact, so not going up the water cult might have hurt, but... Oh well. Third place is disappointing. I'm also annoyed that we got beaten by a player who timed out multiple times. I should have kicked them. I should have just kicked them, right? Like, they timed out multiple times at this table. And they took 32 minutes. Like, we were streaming this game and we took 15. Come on, man. Anyway, I think that Mermaids played a nice game. Again, they temp shipped in a dwelling round, and then they just grabbed all these hexes. They could have passed greedily onto the points tile, but instead they chose to pass onto the coins tile during the temple round. They took water 1, and then they played nicely. I think that engineers, like, I gave them... Like, Double East halflings is always going to be really strong for engineers, so admittedly, I probably could have just bid them down a little more if I were going to do this. Like, engineers getting to start at 40 was probably a mistake given like what we did here. Ironically, You would think that nomads would benefit most from halflings starting here. But it didn't wind up playing out quite that way. And I think that that's pretty interesting. Like the paradox that you would think that nomads would really benefit from getting a town in the center. Like it was pretty likely that they don't get this town, that they only play a 2-town game if I'm in the center, and they wound up getting a 3-town game, which was really nice. But why isn't it strong? I guess nomads just didn't have anything specifically going for them in this setup, right? We had like a round 4 digs going for us, which is where we made our points this game. So we do lose some arena points, which is sad. We lose some regular elo points, but whatever. I was probably never going to get that. Let's look at the tail of the tape. So we built 3 TPs this game. I think that that's a cool statistic, right? Only building 3 TPs is kind of a rarity. We took 2 workers actions because those are points. We played a low coin game, which is one of the benefits to not doing a lot of network. We hit the scoring track pretty well. Mermaids also hit the scoring track well because of their dwelling rush at the beginning. They made 2 towns or the town round. We got Earth 1 points and not much else. NGs have a hilarious number here. This is the worst part of our game. We only managed to get on the dwelling tile once. If we had managed to get on that dwelling tile just one more time, I think that we could have been, could have beaten mermaids, B, we could have been competitive for first, but we got locked out of pass tiles in both round 5 and round 6, and I think that that killed us. Nomads passed very aggressively for the dwellings VP tile in round 1, and people passed aggressively for this like pretty early on. That hurt me as well. And I think that it was to Nomad's detriment that they did that, but oh well. We got 2 of the 8 pointers. Maybe an 11 pointer was better, but probably not by much. And yeah, we scored on the cults at the end of the game, and compared to everyone else, we did pretty well there. We dug 24 times. That's quite a lot. I'm quite happy with our Earth 2 take, and we advanced on the exchange track, whatever. We didn't pay much in Leech, but yeah, it turns out that the game plan really wasn't much better than Mermaids. Mermaids actually outscored me. No, we outscored Mermaids by like a tiny, tiny bit if you take away Leech, but we paid to be halflings versus Mermaids, and that cost us. And obviously, like, engineers with double East halflings are just, yeah. It's just disappointing that we didn't beat Mermaids. Engineers were probably out of reach, but oh well. That's how the game goes. I think that it was kind of fun playing double East, like getting the easy dwelling spots, and going for 2 towns in the town round, going for a big dig round, going for 2 big buildings in the big building round. If we had managed to get water 1, which was never really in our game plan, maybe things look a little different. Maybe if we had competed a little more on network, maybe if we just gotten a little luckier with our pass tiles, but that's not what happened. So oh well. Congrats to everyone else. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for chatting. We'll be back probably either sometime this weekend or on our final Terra Mystica Tuesday League game. So see y'all.